Alright, now that I'm back into Distance of the Nexus, looking at what we left off for the story quest, is that we need to defeat one snowstorm whatchamacallit in the Institute Depths. And then the Nifta and SBC Abend. So we are going to have to do SBC Abend apparently with this quest. So I'm going to see. Okay, so I do have 7 in here, and then I have Asuna and then Elizabeth. Okay. Because I did sort of remember that I have not unlocked Sachi in my group yet. And she is such a great debuffer. She really is. So yes. So I'm not exactly. I'm guessing this is just a different variant of the one that we faced before. Because, I mean, that's typically how that works. But if it is a brand new boss, I am kind of looking forward to some of these. Because here's the thing. I grinded out the Mackay brothers for the materials for upgrading my accessory to have that increased strength. And they were not really that enjoyable to farm. They really weren't. And for me, like all of these the new bosses for like the Snow Queen and the Freezing Menace, I just thought that they were so much more enjoyable to fight. So if they continue this trend where these bosses are challenging but also fun to fight, I am really looking forward to the rest of the bosses that they added. So let me see here. Okay, I do have all my buffs on. Okay, so it is a stronger version, it looks like, of this thing. And I actually know that you can fire at the crystal there. When I first saw this on camera, I did not know that that crystal was like a even weaker weak point, if that makes sense. Like, I thought the head was the weakest area to fire at. So I have Sentry Style for when this happens, and I think that it works out very well for these bosses anyway. And also I finally understand what these things do. So if you kill them, they make it so that she can't do her she can like buff herself to make it so her attacks are much more powerful, and if you kill them, I think she can't do that. One thing that does kind of annoy me about some of these bosses is that even when you're using Shield Matrix, their attacks still debuff you. And I kind of feel like, if I'm timing my Shield Matrix right, like, I kind of don't think that I should be debuffed too, you know? But at the same time, I mean, it's not like the biggest of deals, I guess. And since my attack is debuffed, I'm not doing nearly as much. And that's why Shield Matrix just works out so well against this boss especially, is that it has it has really good tells of when it's going to do a super powerful attack. And when it's gonna do a super attack, like it has like a yellow ring around her in the background. Ow. And I wasn't really able to take advantage of her being knocked down. I do really like how the revolver, if you use quick shot with it against her weak point, usually, well, I shouldn't say usually, but there's a lot better chance of her actually being knocked down from her doing that. Ooh, okay. So I got an achievement for that, and apparently this boss drops beautiful diamonds, just like the other ones seem to. Eternal crystals, so if you want to grind eternal crystals that way, you can. Freeze wave device. And UHEFL type EM material that's, I think, dropped by a lot of stuff. So here is the Ordinal Ray Mark III Plus. At the end here, I am planning to use this as my handgun rather than the revolver or the long stroke. Primarily because it has an extremely long range, and I was going to enhance that further with effective range. And as you can see here, with only plus 8%, it's nearly up to 50 meters worth of effective range. And it also has a decent crit chance and crit multiplier, and a low weight. So with my character, the assault rifle actually does weigh a good bit, like roughly 800 or something. Well, I guess I can just look right here. Yeah, 830. And I was going to get my weight down to being that lowest amount, so I get the maximum movement speed out of what I can do. And with it only weighing 270, that is definitely going to allow me to do that. The other thing is that the accuracy is pretty much as good as the Blue Rose. Like, it doesn't really bloom out when you fire, and I really like that aspect of this gun. So basically, it doesn't have the best damage per shot, admittingly, or the best crit multiplier and stuff, but it definitely has really good accuracy, and it has a good effective range, so you don't really have to deal with damage drop off very much. So I guess I'm gonna farm this boss in order to get that. I was kind of wondering which boss dropped that weapon in particular. So now we're going to fight the boss in SBC Abend. And considering the description that gave us, this is probably going to be very interesting, to say the least. So, like before, it says this door unlocks once you defeat the Freezing Menace on the Bridge of Hope. And it basically gives a description of, this is going to be very difficult. Are you sure you want to do this? Type of thing. But yeah, we're going to, well, I mean, we have to for story progression, so let's just jump straight into it, huh? I wasn't sure what I was expecting, but I mean, judging on how the other thing was just a harder version of what it was before, I'm not really entirely surprised. And this one does seem to move a little bit faster than the one in on the Bridge of Hope there. And just like the other boss, the shield matrix is making it a lot better at avoiding his attacks. I mean, my party members aren't really seeming to be able to do that, but... okay then. Apparently, just the side gun that this thing has is able to one-shot me. Nice. Yeah, to say the least, I'm intending on my second accessory, like for my full build, I guess, in a sense. I'm planning to have like a avoid instant death and whatever. And I think Asuna is the only one that has avoid instant death out of the 3 characters. So that isn't fantastic. And now that I have so much faster regen now, I can support my party. Like that's the main reason why I even have a handgun, is to have the fast recharge in order to support my party members here. I may not be the best at it, but yeah, didn't quite get that in time. And I will say that this one is being a lot more troublesome than the last one, for sure. And yeah, having the avoidance in death is very important against these super bosses, I'm sure. It would definitely help me out. This one also seems to move further when he does the spinning move, so that's pretty much like the main thing that makes it a little bit more problematic. And then his side turrets or whatever seem to do a lot more damage as well. Yeah, so when you use Shield Matrix against those crystal attacks, he also still debuffs you. Like, that's the main thing. Yeah, I just barely dodged that. I didn't quite see what all he was doing. Oh, come on, there we go. Honestly, I should probably try dodging those rather than shield matrixing them. Come on, Asuna, heal yourself. Yeah, this one's being a lot more troublesome than than I probably would have given it credit. And yeah, then again, maybe using Shield Matrix isn't such a bad idea. Okay. Quadruped Flight flight gadget? Well then. Well, I wasn't sure how hard that was gonna be, but... And it looks like we have a new launcher, because this one... Oh, I think I know exactly which one this is. I actually got one of these earlier, I think, by doing the... Well, a lower rank version of them by doing the bullet of bullets. But without further ado, let's... Well, first of all, let's get that praised. I want to take a look at that. I will say, though, that that version of him is significantly harder than the Bridge of Hope one. But at the same time... Okay, so here is the Abaddon 3+. And the Abaddon is special that it, like it says, defying conventional logic for similar weapons, it boasts the series' high projectile speed and accuracy in addition to unusual firing trajectory. So basically what this thing does is that it fires essentially grenades / rockets that shoot like a normal gun, where there isn't an arc. It just fires directly forward. And it also has a very high range for this type of gun of 30 meters, but it also has like non-existent crit rate and crit damage. And even with plus 30% on both of them, which is very surprising that it came with that, it's still pretty much non-existent. It also has pretty high requirements, so yeah, I'm not going to be able to dual wield these anytime soon. Well, actually ever, with the build that I'm planning on going with. So yeah, that was very interesting. I will definitely say that, for sure, if I had like a Void instant death on me, and possibly health regen, which is two things that I'm planning on getting, that boss would be significantly easier, for sure. But it was still very difficult. I would say it definitely lived up to at least my expectations. So, my timer actually went off, so next time we're going to report back to Levira and see what she says about the whole thing. And I have 2 more bosses to fight if I want legendary versions of stuff. I'm not planning on getting a legendary version of the Abaddon 3+, personally, but for sure the Ordinal Ray, if I'm going to use that as my main offhand, this is the weapon that I'm probably going to go with. So, with that was 2 more well, I should say 2 more super bosses. So, thank you very much for watching, and have a wonderful day.